Ryan Sayers and Charlie Hume, all all bumped up from the B
Doctor
final.
Who. And here they come.
Lovely.
Just finishing that, and they've entered the Dragon, or the track.
It's like they were waiting for me.
Knew you were waiting. I knew you were waiting for gas.
That was nice of them, wasn't it?
Do. Ooh, what was a Dachshund? Dachshund walking there.
It's like there's a Datsun. Nissans don't
Not a
walk.
Datsun, there's a Dachshund. A Dachshund.
I'm not dog illiterate, so I really couldn't tell you.
There you are dog illiterate, because you know it's a Dachshund. What, you don't know what a Dachshund looks like? It's the most obvious dog in the world. It's a sausage dog.
Oh, is that what it's called? Well, how about that? I don't know. I don't have dogs. I've never had dogs.
Dogs know what a Dachshund looks like.
Well, there we go. I've just been schooled in something that is I'm never going to remember again, probably.
You better do, because if you don't know dogs, you don't do this job. Right, here we go.
I love dogs.
There we go. See? Changed already.
A very slow, creeping start by Bobby Rossi, who's going to control this right to the acceleration line. Look at
that is very
second
slow.
place.
That is ridiculously
JJ
slow.
Hind, it is.
JJ Hind is going, my engine isn't even running.
Yeah.
They're on tick over, but the acceleration line is coming, and he's gone, and everyone has managed to pick up a lot of smoke. A couple of carts not brilliant. The 67 didn't pick up very well of Nathan Traverse, but the rest of them have flown through. We are clear through Billy's blind, and a lot of bumping and boring, but it's the, I think in fourth place is Ethan Lomax. I missed who was ahead of him.
It's Kieran Gifford who's come through in the lead, though, as they enter the hairpin for the first time. How did he do that? He was third, wasn't he? Third, fourth on the grid?
Well, there was a lot of, mucking about.
There was a lot of mucking
and I'm not
about.
overly sure about the pickup wasn't there. Obviously, you're sitting around. You've got to give it plenty of power, and there wasn't really any pickup. Anyway, it doesn't matter now because they're off and running. And the lead is Gifford. Gifford is from Rosier. Hind is third. Lomax, Tysers, Wyatt and Watts. Oh, that's not good.
That was a
at
bit
all,
wrong, but that wasn't
at all. And a few of them have avoided the incident. God, the 32. That Ethan Lomax must have been sitting there clenched to the max as the carts all whizzed round him. Whew.
Yeah, that's pretty
Frightening.
terrifying. Well, what happened? Was it just a come together of wheels?
Oh, no,
there
he's
we
lost
go.
it. He's lost the rear end. He's taken two of them out the middle.
Blake Ticehurst, wasn't it? The
And
cause
the
of that, I think.
Ticehurst has
Lost
done
it all
it.
by
There's
himself.
a bit of sympathy spinning. And we've got more
Kieran
problems.
Gifford, that's our race leader.
So Gifford's got a problem as well, completely unrelated to anything. He's just got an engine issue. It's just stopped working. Has he lost the chain, or is he... No, he hasn't lost the chain.
Oh, no, it's alive again. Was it the battery? Has he had a battery issue there?
I think he hit the battery. It's working again. So Kieran Gifford rolled down, looked at things, smacked something, and it works. So I'll tell you right now that Bobby Rosier is leading by a few yards from JJ Hind, but they are a country mile ahead of the third place man, who I think is probably Ethan White, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
Yes, Ethan White in the LRG red flashes with the white helmets.
And he's got Jensen Watts behind him, and that may not be for very long. That's where Cheesy Green's gone. He's not having a great run either at the moment. I can't even see where he is. He's down some way down.
The 777, isn't he?
He's not started. He's had a problem actually before he even got going. He did no lap, so the issue for Charles Green on the pre-grid, as Watts does take that third place, but he's got a big gap. He's got a bridge. He wants to get in the top two. Hind and Rosier are away, but Watts in the Birrell takes third place.
That spin by Blake Ticehurst has really split the front of this race up, hasn't it? It's taken out, not taken out, but certainly shaken the order up a little bit. Ethan White, who was last earlier on in one of the heats, through a spin. Still fortunate to find himself at the very sharp end of this race, isn't he? Following Jason Watts, as you say, can Jensen bring the two of them forward? It looks like Mason Perrin has found his way up into 5th position from 10th. He's done a good, I suppose there was 4 carts pointing the wrong way, wasn't there, all at once in their turn 1. We got another spinner further back as I peek out the window, but not at the sharp end as they come across the line to complete another lap. Ethan Wyatt dropping off slightly from Jensen Watts. Jensen's pace is quicker than our leaders, only by a couple of tenths, but he's certainly going to get the hammer down to make sure he's got 9.5 or 8.5 minutes yet to reel them in.
Into the hairpin, and I think he's getting a little bit closer. Is Hind getting closer, do you think, too? No, I think that gap's staying as it is. I think Hind is staying about a second behind Bobby Rosier, but had a a little indication there it was getting a bigger gap. Well, let's find out. It was 0.8 of a second last time round. Our leader streaks across the line now, and our second place player comes behind him, and the gap is now, you're right, 2/10. He visualised it, and it's still 1.5 seconds to Watts. Last time round, Watts has had 4/10 on Hind, though, so there's a possibility that Jensen will be able to get up to second place. He's dragging behind him Ethan Wyatt and Mason Perrin. That's our lead. Let's drop back a bit. Let's drop back to third. Is probably more interesting. Third, fourth, and perhaps fourth and fifth, because they're actually having a bit of a almost competition.
Yeah, Ethan Wyatt in the number 7, leading him ahead of Mason Perrin in the number 4. Distance screen here. Ethan with the white helmet, Mason with the red flashes and the Union flag on the top of his crash helmets.
And they go. Now
through Billy's. A little bit wide there by Ethan Wyatt. Is that going to let in Mason Perrin for an opportunity into the hairpin? Ethan looking over his shoulder, not this time.
No, so what's going 2/10 last lap on Hind? He gained nothing on Rosier. So what's happening is Rosier is dropping back into Watts' clutches more than Watts is moving any nearer to Bobby Rosier at the head of the field. But still, we could get a bit of action later on for second and third. But this is the action moment for fourth and fifth. Wyatt from Perrin. Wyatt's had a busy day. Perrin's been quite quiet, but suddenly there he is popping up, the man who came fourth in last year's championship, looking for an inside line there. And they're going to come round Billy's blind. And there they are, streaking through.
And all the while, these two squabble as Ethan Wyatt is out and over the curb. That's let Mason Perrin through. We've seen the fastest lap of the race last time round by Freddie Worlock, who's just appeared on the back of this pair. There he is in the 88, the Nib Sport familiar blue and silver. He's certainly going to be challenging these two by the end of this lap. As Mason Perrin leads them across and out of head down over the line as Ethan Wyatt now down it into 5th position. Freddie Worlock gaining a bit more time on the breaks through Billy's blind into the S's. He's not quite close enough, I don't think, this time to have a look into the hairpin. He's not.
No.
Not sure Ethan Wyatt even knows he's there yet, but he's going to make his presence felt very quickly.
Yeah, they are gathering together, 4, 5 and 6, as you say. As Worlock's really caught up, and he's really having a good old chance to pick up this 5th place as they go into Billy's blind this time. Keeping a real close eye on Watts, because he's gaining on Hind. The gap now is just 4/10 of a second. And it's going to be where that change for second and third might happen, or is this a change for 5th and 6th? Oh, too much pace taken through by the 7 of Wyatt. They got away with it. He was all sorts of sideways, but he still emerged in the same position.
Yeah, Mason Perrin just about hanging on to the front of these two as they still duke it out for 4th position.
Yellow flag going round the right hand. Oh, someone's pulled off the track.
It's not one of our
leaders.
Who was
that?
Rosier's through.
Okay, we need to get to second and third now because they're right together, second and third. It's all changing now underneath the second and third on camera as through goes Jensen Watt to take that second place. It basically got there, just went past, and that was it. He's got 5 minutes, still plenty of time. He's got 5 minutes to try and catch the Rosier, but he's only about 2/10 of a lap quicker.
And crucially, he's done that before the yellow flags were deployed at the hairpin, so he hasn't lost time. He's still very much on point to, can he make up 2 seconds? I think it's a bit of a bit asked, but he's quick enough to give it a go.
But it's going to be difficult. Now, interestingly, you're absolutely right about the yellow flags. We've lost 2 more carts at the chicane, so it's still going on, obviously. There is a lot of this has been a fantastic meeting for kart repair shops and spares departments. There's been an awful lot going on a well-known track with perfect track conditions. People have been prepared to push it, and sometimes they pushed it too far. So what's now? Let's have a look at the go over the line. Last time the gap was 1.999 seconds. So as close to 2 seconds doesn't make a difference. What is it this time? I think it's less. I think it's less by quite a bit, actually. I could be wrong. It's less by a small amount, 1.8. So Watts has got plenty of time to sort it out. Now, the big battle now is a couple of carts back. If you drop back, there's 3 of them battling behind the 18, I think, is the behind. So it's 4, 5 and 6 where it's really going on. They're trying to egg each other on. 4, 5 and 6. There we go. Into and out of the hairpin. Still got 4 minutes. This race go forever. Still 4 minutes a lap to go. So in the middle of that, it is the 88 of Freddie Worlock.
And since we last saw them as well, Mason Perrin's gone from the front of this little group to the back of it. So something's transpired where I rather fancy Ethan Wyatt has made a move and Freddie Worlock has followed him through, shuffled Mason back as Freddie looks to the inside. thinks better of it and leaves the door open for Mason, who whips that away from him immediately and back into 5th position.
The 9 of Sam Wyatt is joining this battle, so there's now 4 of them as a train.
It's a
4, 5,
Wyatt
6, 7.
Yeah.
we've had Aston sandwich, now we've got a Wyatt sandwich, but there's more filling in between the Wyatt sandwich than the Aston fan. You've got 2 people in the Wyatt face, Worlock and Perrin, and the 4 of them. In fairness, Sam Wyatt looks like he's got more pace than any of them from the back of this train of 4. Let's give you an eye on the Watt situation. He's gaining by a 10th a lap. He unfortunately needs 15 more laps. He's only got about 6. But if he gets close and gets slipstream, he might turn up the inside now as a change. Was that a Wyatt getting through? Was a Wyatt being blocked?
It was a move by Sam, who went wide on the exit, and Freddie nipped straight by. But I just pointed, looking at time, and Sam Wyatt has made some 22 positions. Great driving. Now
the 7 from the 4, that's the 7th place from last year against the 4th place from last year. Ethan Wyatt and Mason Perrin, they're getting very, very pacey up. I think Perrin has been in most of the positions so far in this race. Acknowledgement of his crowd cheering him on. Obviously he needed those wavy arms to get faster.
That's it, isn't it? As I look forward to the front of the race, I can see Jenson Watts has only taken another half second out of the lead of Bobby Rosier. Bobby, who is the 2023 Senior Rotax champion, almost won it again last year, but it came down to the wire. Didn't quite capture it, and Jenson Watts took it in the very last lap of Warden Law last season. Great scraps.
The lap that front first and second is going down by a 10th. It's not much, so it's really, really what's going on here. And across the 4 of them go, looking for those lower top 10 places. And they go, and it's Perrin now from Wyatt, Ethan from Worlock, from Samuel Wyatt. They look to go through the S's again.
Of course, in the middle of this as well, we can't forget, is the 3rd place man. 2 seconds in front, 2 seconds behind of everybody else, having a lonely 3rd place.
Yep, so Rosier, he's doing the pace he needs to do, and it's all getting up the inside. Worlock now comes up the inside. Can he make it work on the 3-corner move? No, he loses a place. And it's now Wyatt on the outside sandwich. Now, Wyatt's are now the filling of this sandwich rather than being the bread. But Worlock really went for it and then ended up losing out. So it's now I'll get some Wyatt on Wyatt action.
As they stream through Billy's, that has given our 4th place man Mason Perrin a bit of a reprieve, hasn't it? As they've fallen away from him as Sam looks to make a move on his brother. He does indeed.
Yep, so Sam Wyatt goes past Ethan and moves up to 5th place. Worlock, that was a real block pass, shoved him out of the way. I'm not having any of that. Thank you very much. Get out of the way, says Worlock, and it's a very bad lap for Ethan Wyatt. Gone back 2 places. At the front, Jenson Watts is getting 600th of a second a lap here, which isn't really going to do him any good. But this selection of track, here we go, moving on down, around the corner they go, and it's no change this time. I think we've got 2 more laps after this one. So they're going to get round this one and then have 2 more in the sunshine, the bright sunshine here at Clay. We've had most types of weather. Luckily not rain today, but we've had wind and we've had overcast. It's been quite toasty now. It's been quite chilly at one point. Poor old Gas had to go and get his jumper at one point.
Which I'm still wearing despite it being
you must be quite warm.
A lot warmer.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable, we'll say that.
So they've got some back marker issues about to happen here. And they've already happened at the front. The 11 is a lap down. It's been overtaken by Rosier.
Ethan Wyatt has lost an awful lot of time somewhere, hasn't he? He's got Maxim Smith all over him all of a sudden. Where's that happened?
I think there's a kind of... I think if you haven't got it on camera, they're all making moves all the time. And sometimes those moves don't come off. And they result in a negative. And there's our leader. Is our leader? Yeah, there's our leader. 49, Bobby Rosier.
In fact, I don't think that was one. This is our leader, Bobby Rosier, who's just flashed underneath
so who's that
this.
Then?
I think that was one of the back markers. That's
a
back marker
wrong.
on screen.
Right, so last lap, let's find our leader. Where is he at the moment? He is just going through the S's and down into the hairpin. Thank you, Ash. That is our leader, Bobby Rosier from Jenson Watts. Jenson's got it down to 1.3 seconds. He needed about a 14-minute race to get past. The car behind Watts, that's a back marker, but Bobby Rosier, fantastic performance, got ahead very early on, built up a lead, and now just managed that. And whatever Watts threw at him with his Birrell kart was not good enough. Another one-fingered single victory, and Bobby Rosier takes Senior Rotax. Jenson Watts from 9th on the grid gets 2nd. It's JJ Hine who's been 3rd for most of the race, and then it's a change in the last lap, of course, it does. Samuel